We've got a special guest with us today. We got Nick, who is a Make-A-Wish recipient from actually out of New York. He came all the way from, I think it would be considered central New York, the Finger Lakes region of New York, to visit us. And it is finally pouring rain for maybe the second time in the last year. So we weren't able to do quite as much around our place. So we brought him here to Midwest Machinery. We're gonna let him really see what the inside of the shop is like and get a look at some of the equipment they got going on in there. What do you think, Nick?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's bigger than our shop, huh?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. There's an X9 1100. Have you seen one in person before?
No.
That's the big one there. That's the big John Deere one. There's a goofy red tractor in the corner too. I don't know what that's about. All right, Nick said his chair does almost 200 miles per hour. Let's see it. Pretty close. If you look closely, you can see the flames. It turns quick too. And stops quick. You're gonna have to come back sometime when we're actually in the fields. We can do some planting, or you come back at harvest. That's a busy time.
Yeah.
Then we can get some stuff done.
That'd be cool.
Well, it's cool that you visited here. I'm glad we were able to bring you up here and show you this.
Yeah, thank you.
You wanna go get some lunch?
Yeah.
Salad? No, me neither. Burgers or pizza?
Yeah.
We can do that. Beautiful afternoon. I don't know, it's like 11 o'clock. Is that afternoon? Either way, it's awesome out here. We've got a high of 60 degrees coming today, and it's got to be 50 degrees right now. Dad's going to be coming out here. We're going to switch some tillage pieces over, throw a radio in the planter tractor. Hopefully, we're going to be doing some tillage today. So we're going to swap the field cultivator on that tractor onto the RT, because in the spring especially, we really like the tracks because it's a lot less compaction. I didn't need anything out of there. I just thought it'd be nice to have the door open, because I will need stuff out of there. Anna's enjoying the day. Sunshine. Got most things in here about ready to go. We do need to put a radio in the planter tractor back there. Not like a Rockin' Tunes radio, but like a communication radio. But first I'm gonna talk to the service guys on that, because the wires that it plugs into, I think, are stuffed up in the headliner, and I don't wanna start tearing things apart without knowing for sure what I'm doing. But it's a Sunday, so I'm gonna leave him alone because nobody's planting in the area yet. I'm gonna go check out the fields. Come along with me, kids. I know, you wanna ride. I know, but you'll fall off. You don't have thumbs, Anna. You can't hang on. I'm sorry, you were born that way. Soil at 2 inches is up to just over 50 degrees right now, so it was about 40 a few hours ago. A little bit of sunshine makes a big difference. It's a lot wetter here than I was hoping to see. This is one of our driest fields right across the road from the house. You can see out here it's plenty dry, but that's really light soil. Up here where the heavier soil is, she's getting muddy paws. Plenty wet yet down in these areas. I'd say 30% of the field right now is too wet. That could change a lot here in the next few hours. My gut says we don't want to go right now, but maybe by the end of the day we'll be all right. There's a pretty good breeze and some good sunshine. I need a haircut. Maybe I'll go pick some rocks while I wait for Dad to get out here. Change of plans. It's late enough. I'm gonna go grab some lunch quick. Chicken and taters.
Morning.
Morning, or afternoon, or whatever it is, yeah.
Just need a little more heat.
Yeah.
And some drying.
I took the four-wheeler out in the west quarter. It's wetter than I thought it would be.
It is.
Yeah, but maybe the 120, the long rows, would go later today.
That's it.
This evening.
Hopefully it will. At least we can get a planter started.
Right, even if we can just make 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, I have it set and ready to go, because by tomorrow night or Tuesday for sure it should go good.
It should, yeah. I brought Dad home to his place. He had to run the dually out there and then needed a ride home anyway, because we're going to use the dually around the farm now. He had that for the winter. Now I'm actually going to run. Fields are too wet, so I'm going to meet Dad in 2 hours at home. I'm going to run to the shooting park right now. We've got our grand opening going on today, and check the field there and see what's going on. Got a few cars out here. I don't hear any shooting yet, but I expect there to be quite a bit of shooting today. We got some food trucks out here. A lot of fun stuff going on. I lied, we're shooting. We've also got archery out here if you guys are looking for archery targets. We got standing targets and 3D. We also have a huge event center for a couple hundred, maybe 300 people that we can hold in there, so we can do weddings, graduations, you name it. We got a huge campground here. We get a lot of like family reunions, graduations, weddings, those kinds of things. So check us out, Alex Shooting Park. Be a link down below. So we got the high school teams down that way. A few high school teams practicing out there. There's a lot that come out here every week. And then we got guys just doing their thing over here. Definitely should have brought my gun, but I was too focused on tractoring things. I've made my way down to the end of the line here. We don't have the throwers in these houses yet, so nobody's shooting here, but this is where I had all my wheat last year. So I'm gonna go check, see how dry this field is. This is really, really dry soil for the most part. We're gonna be putting soybeans here this year. And I haven't tilled it yet, and I'm debating if I should or not. If I should just come along and plant straight into this, just turn the down pressure up a little bit, or if I need to come out here and break up some of this straw. There's moisture there, but it's not wet. Either way, we'll get all our corn planted before we move over here and put soybeans in. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Should I just plant straight into this and see what happens? Or do I want to till it up to get it a little bit darker and get that sun to put some heat into it? Oh no, somebody missed one. What an awesome day. It's good to see a bunch of people out here again. Well, we also have guns that we can borrow out to people if you just want to come try it out. So I'm gonna borrow this one and I'm gonna go up against a professional shooter here. Shouldn't be a problem. Look at him doing his calisthenics.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, that went really well for Steve.
You didn't shoot too bad. First time out in several months.
Several months.
A gun you've never shot before.
I didn't shoot too good either, so we'll just leave it at that. We are this close to having to be that time of year where we put in long days. It's gonna be, honestly, as much or more of a mental load than it is a physical load. So it's important to stay healthy, and along with that, of course, is hydration. Now, the best way to stay hydrated is, of course, to drink plenty of water, but along with that, you need more than just the water. You need electrolytes as well, especially if you're sweating heavily like I do sometimes when it gets warm out. Not having enough electrolytes can cause brain fog, weakness, headaches, muscle cramps. Those are the big ones for me. I get horrible muscle cramps, especially at night in my legs, like crippling. Bring me to my knees. Tears coming out of my face type of muscle cramps. So I was looking for something to drink to help me with those leg cramps, and I actually came across Element, which is a zero sugar electrolyte mix that was actually started by a former biochemist who has served on the Navy SEAL Resiliency Committee, apparently, for 10 years. I don't know exactly what that is, but it sounds important. Like, he probably knows what he's doing. And my favorite flavor is the citrus salt, right here. Now, this stuff is loaded up with sodium, potassium, magnesium, all the electrolytes you need, and it was started because there's a ton of research coming out that actually shows that we actually need like 2 to 3 times the amount of sodium, more than what the government recommends. It's gotten to be really popular with a lot of professional athletes, including Olympic weightlifters. I know a lot of them use it, and even farmers. Now, I'm not filling you guys full of baloney or hogwash or any of those fancy things like that. I have, honest to God, noticed a massive decrease in my leg cramps at night. Like, I'm willing to say 80 to 90% less cramps at night just by drinking one of these every day. Of course, you don't have to be a professional athlete or a farmer to drink the stuff. Right now, you guys can get your own sample pack full of 8 different flavors right now with any order when you use the custom URL. That's my URL. It's drinkelement/farmer. That's drinklmnt/farmer. It's also linked below if you want to try it out. If you don't like it, just give it to a friend, or Element will give you your money back, no questions asked. They have an extremely low return rate and a very, very high reorder rate. So I think that's saying something. But you can only get that offer through Element's partners, which is us. So use that link below, drinkelement/farmer. It's gonna help them out, it's gonna help you out, it helps me out. So try it out for yourself and stay salty. I better go do farm things now.
Be a pain to take off the mulcher here.
take it off.
They're the rolling baskets for dogs.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That doesn't happen often.
No.
Well, they both came off easy. Well, it's all hooked up, so now it's time for a couple of calibrations. First thing we got to do is calibrate the GPS receiver up top so that the tractor knows where it's at. Now I just need to remember exactly how to do it. Just get me out of this. There we go, I found it. Okay, calibrating there. And we'll have to spin around in a second here. Now we just spin it around, face the opposite direction at the same line that we have professionally scribed in the gravel. All right, that's done. Now we set up all of our work, let it know what it's plugged into, which if I remember right, these new ones just know. Now I've found the flattest spot in the yard. I'm going to calibrate the true set, and what this is going to do, I got to read. What this is going to do is run it up and down. It's going to cycle it a few times, and it's actually going to read where it's at. That way it does two things. So when it's in the... Okay, I got through it. So, as I was saying, it's going to know exactly where the machine is, and you can have presets on here so it'll maintain the exact depth that you want it at. You can actually go in and write prescriptions if you want certain areas of the fields to be tilled, you know, deeper or more shallow. And you can have different presets. You get to a little bit wetter area or a different soil type, move the preset for whatever settings you have. It's pretty neat. Plenty deep enough. Also plenty of moisture right in this spot. This is where I was this morning. Look at the dust flying compared to this morning when the mud was coming off the four-wheeler tires. This is actually looking pretty good here. So some of the things we want to watch, first of all, is making sure it's dry enough out here and we're not creating compaction. If you start getting too muddy, we'll also have a problem with these baskets picking up the dirt. They're picking up a little bit now, but he did just go through a little bit of a wetter spot. We want to make sure it's leaving it nice and level and our depth is correct. So far, I would say everything actually looks really good. We're maybe 10 hours early or 24 hours early out here, but we really want to get things started tomorrow, and we like to be 24 hours ahead of the planter. And it's pretty rare with our soil type and our climate that we just get a completely dry, dusty seed bed. We're usually on the wetter side.
I raised it up half an inch.
Okay.
I thought it was a little deep at first.
I did too.
What do you think now? Is it still a little deep, or it's plenty deep enough, I think?
Let's walk back and look at it.
Pretty deep still.
Plenty deep still?
Yeah.
Go up another half inch or an inch?
Go with the tractor because it doesn't take any power no matter how deep you go with this digger.
Right, right.
Especially if it's a little damp.
It looks nice behind it. It doesn't look too damp behind it. I mean, it looks a little wet on the machine, but it almost always does for us.
Always seems to in Minnesota.
It's just sticky here.
Whenever you see a picture of somebody posting in Minnesota and there's mud on the tires, 10 farmers are telling them it's too wet.
Yeah.
But then you would never.
They're not from here.
In Minnesota.
Yeah. We were just talking. We both feel like we're about a day early, but we got things ready to go for tomorrow. We have rain coming later in the week. We really want to get going tomorrow, so I think we're going to dig 40-50 acres here so that it can dry out a little bit tomorrow so that we can get the planter set. And then I would guess by tomorrow afternoon it's gonna be, everything will go.
Start doing the rest of the field, I think, tomorrow afternoon. I better
Yeah.
all go then.
Yeah, we're gonna farm. Ground temp at 2 inches is all the way up to 65 now. 25 degrees warmer than it was this morning, so things are warming up fast. Of course, that's gonna go down overnight, but that's good to see. Well, Dad's out digging. I'm gonna do a few other odds and ends in the yard here that we wanna get done before tomorrow. Oh my God, that's heavy with one hand. There. Okay. Like hooking up the seed tender. If you guys don't have one of these shocker hitches and you're pulling heavy loads, especially on bumpy roads, you better look into them. There's no backup cam on this old wrinkly 2014 pickup, so as a millennial, I'm honestly not even sure how to do this. That's close. See if this thing will fire up now. It's been about 3 weeks since we went through it and got it all ready. Nope, just never takes long around here. I'll add gas. There we go. It's spring. I got word that we're down a sweep, the shovel, like I put on. Sometimes when you put new ones on, you just lose them, or sometimes you catch a rock and you break something. We'll find out. So we will just throw in a bunch of odds and ends.
Let them chase us all the way out there.
Now we can put the dogs in. You want to go for a ride? Let's go check it out. This clip, this spring here, is what holds these on, and it's got a pretty good little bend to it, so definitely caught a rock. Yeah, it definitely needs a new spring. Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be nicer, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, grab that. I didn't bring an impact because I couldn't remember what size it was. We're a little unprepared yet. No, he's got a socket.
Why'd you grab 3 just to put them in there?
Yeah, so he can have them in the cab. In case this happens again, which it will. Well, did I put a box of parts in there or not?
No, I didn't see any.
Okay, I brought some in the back of the Ranger then.
Okay. How are you, Onyx?
Good,
So I
how
put
about
the
you?
Pretty good.
I put the tools in, but not the parts apparently.
Haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah.
I know we
Right.
got more.
I could even just rock pick tomorrow morning as long as
Okay.
it's going.
Onyx, you got that box?
Yeah. I can pretty well remember how to run it.
Okay. Yeah, that one's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Have you seen a fox down there? Earlier when I drove by, I saw, like, last year too, when I was chisel plowing, there's a fox down
Oh, yeah?
there. He's still down there, yeah.
There was a fox up by the church earlier today.
Yeah,
There used to be
he was
one for
down there
years up
earlier.
by the church that lived in the culvert.
Yeah, he's been there. He was there like 2 years ago again.
Okay.
They had pups in there.
Yeah, it's borderline, but I think it's better than when we started 2-3 hours ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We'll put some spares in the cab for him now. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Ditch. Easy. What do you see down there? Come on out, Meow. We have our annual fire extinguisher guy coming tomorrow to do some inspection on some of these, so I've piled a couple of them up here. Oh geez, that should be enough to get them started. Well, I think that's it. It's almost 8 o'clock now. Becky's gonna be bringing some dinner home from her event, and tomorrow we're gonna get this thing going, so see you all tomorrow.
Keep it between the rows.